Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character prisoner by me. So let's get into it. Rengoku. Rengoku did not like seeing others flirt with you. In fact, he was very protective over you, whether he liked to admit it or not. So seeing that man who was getting a little bit too comfortable and too close, start smiling at you and calling you beautiful, something just lit up in him, and he found himself going up to him before he even realized, standing between you two. Hello there. This lady here is my girlfriend, and I would be very happy if you just don't come near her again, he says. And the man who is flirting with you looks a little bit chilled, nodding shakily as he goes away. And you find yourself looking at Rengoku, staring at him for a couple moments before sighing softly, wrapping your arms around him and pulling him close. You can be so adorable, you know that. He mumbles softly, kissing his cheek. And although he was a little bit mad at that guy, he found his anger was quickly wiped away by being with you. And he kissed you right back, telling you he hopes that whatever he did not ruin your fun for that day. And you were quick to assure him that no, it didn't, and you were only bound to spend more time together. Enjoy the rest of your day. And right now, without anyone bothering you, or even thinking of doing so, you wouldn't let some nobody ruin your day. You were better than that. And he too as well. He loved you so, so much. And you meant the world to him. And he would do everything that he could to show you that. Giyuu Tomioka. Now Giyuu was extremely protective, perhaps even more so than Rengoku, and that's only amplified by the way he was jealous and extremely possessive over you. He just couldn't take it. The idea of someone feeling like they could, well, feeling like they could look at you like this. And it only got worse when they tried to reach out and touch you. Before their hand could even connect with you, he had slapped them, looking at them with a murderous glare. What do you think you're doing? The man looked stunned for a moment, startled, and quite easily scared by the look that he was being given. But he quickly backed off without words, because from the looks of it, Giyuu was ready to murder him on the spot, with no hesitation, and he would rather live, even if that meant waving goodbye to those dreams of talking to you. So the man had went away, and you stood in your spot, frozen by the exchange you've witnessed. Wow, Giyuu, I never thought you would. Never thought I would defend you, he says, a bit offended, but you shake your head immediately, telling him, I just never thought you would, I don't know, get so mad over something so small as this. But I guess he was annoying a little bit. Thank you. He mumbles softly, and he gives you a warm smile at that, wrapping an arm around you, as the two of you continue walking back around, looking at the shops and stores, and him pointing out things that would be suitable on you. The man who had bothered you earlier, completely forgotten now. Muichiro. Muichiro is very, well, it's complicated with him. But he does stand up when he thinks it's right. And at this moment seeing someone flirt with you and try to bother you while the two of you were supposed to spend time out together. It was certainly required for him to stand up for you. It's not because he thought that you couldn't do that for yourself. He knew you could. He believed you and trusted you. And he knew that whenever I needed something to get done, you would do it yourself. That, however, didn't mean he had to stand by and watch someone as they made you uncomfortable like that. It disgusted him, the way people would behave sometimes, as if they were entitled to everything. Your time, your effort, and most importantly, your attention. He doesn't think anyone should be entitled like that when they're talking to you. And that's when this guy approaches. Muichiro does his job and tells him to stay the hell away. But once he does not take the hint, he decides it's time to start using his fists rather than his mouth. And he hits him hard enough that he falls on his back. You better leave now. So I'll leave you alive before I change my mind. That was the last thing that he needed to say to him. And then he turned towards you. You were completely oblivious, deciding to shut the guy out from your eyes and your brain and everything that you could possibly notice him from. And then Waichiro was suddenly back at your side. You didn't think anything happened, as you were watching a magician perform a trick. And Waichiro was quite glad for that. You did not need to see any unnecessary violence. Tengen. Tanga was very protectable over you, and mostly he was just jealous. So he didn't like looking at you and finding someone who was being a little bit too audacious, trying to touch you. At first, he held his breath and thought to himself that he didn't have to be so angry. It could be managed. He didn't have to overreact. But the moment he saw the guy's hand reach out, he immediately shoved him away. You turned your head towards the scene, as the guy had not really touched you, but it was merely the act of reaching out that caused Tengen to step in before anything happened. What's going on over here? You ask. And before anyone could say anything, Tengen gave the man a warning look, telling him that if he says the wrong thing, things will not be good for him at all. So the man apologizes, telling you that he bumped into him, and that's why this happened. He apologizes and leaves, and Tengen is as satisfied as one could be, kissing you softly and immediately distracting you from the situation at hand. Come on, Mayan, let's go. We don't want to be late to our restaurant here. Alright then, if you say so. Just be careful and look out. You tell him, laughing at the way he just chuckles, telling you that you only bumped into him because of you. And it wasn't exactly false, but it was a half lie, too.